What's up, you guys? I hope you've been doing well. Thank you so much for subscribing. Let's just get right into this video. You know what to do. If you like the video, of course, you're going to subscribe. So anyway, today we're going to talk about 10 causes of hair loss. 10 causes of hair loss. Let me first remind you guys that I'm a licensed cosmetologist here in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. The northern suburbs of Atlanta, Georgia, number one. Number two, I've been in the industry over 30 years. And number three, I got certified in hair loss many years ago, way over like 15 years ago, certified in hair loss. So today we're going to talk about the 10 causes of hair loss. There of course could be obviously more, but I wanted to address the 10 causes of hair loss. They're in no particular order, but a lot of times clients, they have hair loss. They could be young, middle-aged, older, it doesn't matter. Anyone can have hair loss, and I've seen clients with all types of hair loss for all different reasons. And what I find is a lot of people don't seem to know what is causing the hair loss, or sometimes they're causing their own hair loss and they don't even know what the reasons are. So let's talk about this today. The first reason, and again, they're in no particular order, but the first reason is stress. So stress can definitely cause a lot of hair loss. If you're stressed, if you have anxiety, a lot of people don't understand that stress and anxiety are like twins. They're like siblings. They're like brother and sister. They are kin. So if you're going through a lot of stress, then you're going to start to experience, you could start experiencing anxiety. Full disclosure, I'm not a psychiatrist, psychologist, anything like that. I wanted to be in the 11th grade. I was saying I wanted to be a psychiatrist, but ended up being a hairstylist. So go figure. But stress and anxiety, those two things, they can go hand in hand. And stress could be, caused by a number of things, you guys. You got to keep that stress at bay. And definitely what stress does, and the way that stress has an effect on your hair is it can make your hair go into the resting stage. There's 4 stages of hair growth, and one of them is the resting stage, which causes your hair to shed. Shedding is a normal process of hair growth, but when you're stressed and you're having a lot of stress and anxiety, that will definitely cause your hair to go into that resting stage, and it will definitely cause you to have hair loss. I will list the 4 stages of hair growth right here, right over here in the right corner. I will list out the 4 stages of hair growth. One of the stages is the resting stages. Now, stress can be caused by overthinking, like you may have something going on, you may not be feeling well, and you may be overthinking of could it be, or you could have a family member that's not feeling well, and you could be overthinking that, or you may be having health, whatever. It could be a number of reasons. Stress is just basically overthinking. You're really overthinking a lot in your head. And it can also cause, as I mentioned, anxiety, and can definitely cause hair loss. So there are several ways to keep stress at bay. I'm going to list some of them out over here in the right-hand corner as well. The next one could be childbirth. If you're pregnant and you have a child, you deliver, that could cause you to have some hair loss too. Definitely if you use some type of anesthesia. Like anesthesia, those are, that's the medication that they give you so that you won't feel the pain of childbirth, the pain of labor. Childbirth can definitely cause you to have hair loss. Definitely. So, they give you the prenatal vitamins. I always recommend my clients take vitamins anyway, especially, when you're pregnant after you have the child, you want to continue to take those prenatal vitamins after you deliver the child. But childbirth, just basically meaning if you took any type of anesthesia that caused you not to be in pain during the labor and during the delivery. Now, if you don't take any type of anesthesia or any type of pain medication, you probably won't experience any hair loss. I had a client come to me recently. She's been to me a few times before. She just had a baby, and she just came in probably 2 weeks ago. And she just had the baby, I think like 4 months ago, something like that. But she didn't have any hair loss. And when she came in, I was doing her hair, and I was like, okay, you must have had natural childbirth. She's like, yeah, how did you know? I said, because you don't have any hair loss, any shedding. So definitely, you guys, when you're in labor and delivery, if you opt to take some type of anesthesia, the doctors probably won't tell you 9 times out of 10, but I'm telling you, it will cause hair loss. Another one, the third one, is surgery. If you've had any type of surgery, the same thing, the same medication, same anesthesia that they give you to stop the pain so that you won't feel the pain of surgery. And you're definitely not going to opt out of taking, pain meds or anything like that for surgery, because you definitely don't want to feel the pain of that. But a lot of times doctors won't tell women things, they prescribe you things, but they don't really tell you that it could cause hair loss. So you kind of have to do your own due diligence and do your own research. Ask your hairstylist, him or her, about the different medications or whatever. But I'm telling you here that if you have any type of surgery, any type of anesthesia that they give you to stop the pain of surgery will definitely cause some hair loss and shedding. And again, like I said, the anesthesia, that's going to be number 4. And there's different ones, you can kind of research them. But definitely, anytime you have anything done to your body, you always want to inquire of your doctor, your surgeon. Don't feel embarrassed. Don't feel ashamed. Don't feel intimidated. Always ask. It's your body. So always ask, because what I find as a hairstylist is that a lot of times doctors prescribe, medications to people, but don't really tell you what the side effects are. So when you pick up the medication, you pick up the prescription, it's going to be pretty much a booklet, a pamphlet, or whatever you want to call it. I'm just saying booklet because it could be 3, 4, 5 pages long. And it's listing out different things. You also want to research the medication online now. Luckily, a lot of information is online, and a lot of times women experience hair loss from medications, anesthesia, stuff like that, and they haven't been told in advance. So once their hair starts shedding, breaking, they are the last to know. They really don't know. Any type medication that you own, like you may be on, this is number 5, any medication that you own, which could be anything from cholesterol, high blood pressure, anything like that, can definitely cause hair loss. And again, sometimes they prescribe you, the doctor write the prescription, but they don't tell you, that, hey, Miss Smith, Miss Williams, Miss Jackson, whatever, whomever you are, they don't tell you that you can experience excessive hair loss. And then you're taking high blood pressure medication and you're wondering why your hair is shedding. So please do your due diligence. And that's why you want to do holistic things to stop the stress, the anxiety, or whatever, the high blood pressure. You can do relaxation things like walking, reading, going to the movies, going to the gym, doing things to de-stress, reading books, hot baths, put candles on, music, jazz. It's a plethora of things that you can do to keep that stress at bay. Because if you don't do it in a holistic way, in your own way, like some of the things I just mentioned, then the doctors are definitely going to have to prescribe you some type of medication. So please do your due diligence and do what you need to do to keep that stress at bay so that you won't have to be on the medication. Nutrition and unhealthy eating habits, I know everybody's so busy. We're always working, it seems. And so, a lot of times we don't eat like we should. The doctors, they always want us to get at least 30 minutes of exercise in a day. They also want us to eat 1 piece of fruit a day. To me, either one of those things are a big deal. To me, either one of those should be easy to accomplish. The 30 minutes of exercise in a 24-hour day, I mean, that's nothing. And eating 1 piece of fruit a day, that's nothing. So those are 2 things that doctors recommend that we do. So a lot of times we don't eat healthy. We may stop at the fast food restaurants or stop at a drive-through. And you have to understand that everything to do with your hair starts with the internal. What's going on internally. Like a lot of times we as women, we think to do with our hair has to do with the external. Some of it does, but the majority of it has to do with the internal. It also has to do with, genetics as well. Like some people want their hair to be so long, all down here, bra strap length and all that. Well, a lot of times that has to do with your genetics, Do you have family members or your mom or your dad's side of the family? Do they have long hair or do they have short hair? A lot of things to do with our makeup, our health, what we're allergic to, a whole lot of plethora of reasons and things that can happen to us. Health ailments, hair loss, all of this kind of stuff, whether we're overweight, underweight, small, face shape, skin tone, all that has to do with genetics. So the same thing with this, genetics. So, a lot of times on my Instagram lives, and you can definitely join me on there, I just talk real talk, and I always remind people we get 1 head of hair and 1 set of teeth, and I always remind people to do their due diligence with their health care and taking care of themselves. Because if you're not healthy, you will definitely see it in your hair. You will definitely notice because your hair won't be healthy either. If you're not healthy, your hair won't be healthy. So definitely you guys step that nutrition up. Eat more vegetables, eat salads, eat fruits. Do the normal things that you need because this body, the way God created our bodies is that there's certain things that we have to have, certain fuels, which are, apples, oranges, bananas, grapes, vegetables, cabbage, beans, legumes. It's certain things that we have to have in our bodies that will make our bodies healthy, will also affect our hair. You can also have number 7. If you have low iron, that can definitely affect your hair as well if your iron is low. So you definitely want to keep that up. I always recommend to my clients that they take multivitamins. A lot of times when I get new clients, I always ask them, do they take multivitamins? 9 times out of 10, the answer is no. Like usually the answer is a negatory or no. So I get a lot of clients who say no. Now I know a lot of moms who will definitely make their kids take vitamins, but they don't take the vitamins themselves. And again, everything to do with our hair, 99.9% of the time, 9 times out of 10, everything to do with our hair starts internal. what we ingest, whether we're stressed or not, all of those internal things that can affect us in a negative way or in a positive way. Those are going to affect the health of your hair, and whether you have hair loss, whether your hair is shedding and falling out, all of that. So definitely take vitamins, please. Everyday vitamins. Take a vitamin every day. Usually when I ask clients, do they take multivitamins, the first thing they say is either no, or they will say, I take the hair, skin, and nails. And I always reply back with, I didn't ask you about those. I asked you if you take multivitamins. So the multivitamin, what it does, the difference between that and the hair, skin, and nail vitamin is hair, skin, and nail vitamins are particularly, specifically for hair, skin, and nails. The multivitamin is multiple. It's across the board. It's giving you all the things all the nutrients and vitamins that your body, supplements that your body needs. Because if you're stopping at the fast food restaurant, you're not eating the vegetables and the few fruits that you need on a daily basis, then your body's going to be lacking in something. And the multivitamins, they have a plethora of supplements in them. So when I ask people about the vitamins, do you take vitamins, I'm referring to multivitamins. Now, if you're like me, I don't like taking the big multivitamins that you can barely swallow. I'm not a fan of those. So what I do, I get the gummies. So the gummy ones, they taste just like the gummy bear candy. It's gummy, you just chew it, and it's a vitamin that gives you what you need. One a day makes them. They have a variety of different brands that makes them, and they're gummies. If you take those, you guys, it'll help you with your hair. So make sure you add that to your list of when you go to the grocery store, when you go shopping, Walmart, Target, grocery store, Publix, Kroger, wherever you go. Pick up some gummy multivitamins. Not the hair, skin, and nails, but the multi. Number 9. Another reason that you can have hair loss, it could be weaves, extensions, braids. Weaves, extensions, and braids. Now, I know for us, sometimes African American women, we love to wear those weaves and braids. Caucasian women love to wear sometimes the extensions. And that's all well and good, but it depends on the install method. And I do braids myself. I do these processes myself. I do extensions myself. But I'm a stylist who don't just do braids and don't just do weaves. So that's not my only source of income, is doing braids and weaves. So if you come to me and you book for braids, and I see that you're excessively wearing them, that's when I'm going to tell you, hey, you need to stop wearing the braids. You need to give your hair follicles a break. And you need to, let's do something else, like a 2-strand twist or something else. And because of the fact that I offer so many different services, I can tell you that. Now, if you just go to someone and all they offer is braids and weaves, then they may not tell you. They may see some thinning or breakage and they may not mention it, because you got to understand that's their source of income. So you have to always be checking your hair, and then you got to also know, just always know that it's not healthy for your hair follicle, which is the root of your hair. Your hair follicle is where your hair grows from. Just like a plant has a root, if the root is damaged, the plant is not going to be healthy. So the same with your hair. Our hair follicle is where the hair grows from. So, you can put excessive stress on your hair follicle if you do the sew-in too much, definitely doing the glue-in too much, if you're doing the braiding techniques too much. All of those could cause an extra stress on your hair follicle, which is where your hair grows from. So it's okay to wear them every now and then. But if you wear them too often, then you're going to see that the hair follicle is starting to be compromised. And then, the hair around the perimeter, which we refer to as the edges, that's already a finer texture of hair. So you definitely want to be cognizant of that, because that's where you can experience the hair loss first. Now with the U-part wigs and with the traditional sew-in, both of those require some leave out. You're leaving some of the hair out at the top to do the traditional sew-in and to do the U-part wigs. Now what you must understand is that whenever you're doing that leave out in those areas up here, you're causing stress on that area up there that you're leaving out. And most of the time when people are leaving that same area out, they're either putting relaxer in there, or they're putting something in there, or they're using heat to make it straight so that it blends in with the rest of the hair. So when you're continuing to do that, then you got to understand you're causing stress on that area. So when you take that U-part wig off, or you take that traditional sew-in out, you're going to notice that the area that you do, you always leave the hair out in that one area. You're going to notice that you're starting to see thinness, and you're starting to see, that the hair is kind of getting weaker in that area. That's because you're leaving that leave out in that same area all the time, and it will start to cause that. So that's another reason that you don't want to overdo it with the braids, the weaves, the extensions, the U-part wigs. I know it makes your day brighter to just be able to wake up and just go where you got to go. And again, I'm not saying ban these from, your life. I'm just saying be very cognizant to care for your own hair as well. Because God only gave us one head of hair. One head of hair. That's all we get. So once it's gone, it's gone. So you want to go to a stylist or hairstylist, first of all, who's licensed is what I recommend. And someone who has experience as well. I recommend that too. And then if they're licensed and experienced and they've been in the industry a long time, such as myself, they're going to not have any qualms about being honest with you and telling you. And because I offer braids and a plethora of other services, then I'm going to be quick to tell you that, hey, Miss Smith, we want to back up off the braids for a minute and we want to do something else. Now, if you go to someone, all they do is braids, then they may not tell you that, because that you coming to them and getting braids is their only source of income. So please bear that in mind too. If you go to someone who all they does is braid, if they're not licensed and all they do is braid, then they may not be so quick to tell you when they start seeing the hair loss and the breakage. And hairstylists and braiders, we see everything that's going on in your hair. We see it all. We see it better than you do, because we're standing behind the chair and we're looking at your head. We're seeing all of your hair. We can see hair loss, thinning, breaking. We can see short pieces, long pieces. We can see when you need a trim. We can see it all. So believe me, if you're going to someone and then you start experiencing hair loss and breakage, they saw it. So again, if you overwear the braids, the wigs, the weaves, the U-part wigs, if you overdo it with them, you're going to start seeing some stress on your hair, and you're going to start seeing some, thinning and hair loss. And then I want to just briefly mention medical conditions such as lupus. Lupus can definitely cause hair loss. That's an autoimmune disease. Any type of autoimmune disease can definitely cause hair loss. And lupus is one of them. So if you've been diagnosed with lupus, or you feel like you have symptoms of lupus, then definitely talk to your doctor, your physician, your practitioner, and find out what's going on. And that's definitely could be another reason of hair loss. Number 10 reason is overprocessing with chemicals. A lot of women are natural now, but a lot of women still wear relaxers, and a lot of women sometimes with that leave out that I was speaking of, with the extensions, with the traditional sew-in, and with the U-part wigs. You know, a lot of times people put relaxer right in that area that they leave out, and then that causes the hair to be weakened, and it ends up causing the hair to shed and break. But over-processing from chemicals is basically just pretty much doing a relaxer too often. You're supposed to wait 6 to 8 weeks, because when you get the relaxer retouch, that's only to retouch the part of your hair, the roots of your hair where the new growth is. So you don't get new growth until 6 to 8 weeks, which is about 2 months. Usually with retouches, I have my clients to come in about every 2 months, 8 weeks. I don't have a whole lot of clients that have relaxed hair. Most women are natural now, but definitely I do have some clients who have relaxed hair. So, you know, you can also damage your hair and cause hair loss just by, doing your own relaxers at home. That's why us hairstylists who are passionate about what we do, like myself, I wish they didn't sell the relaxer in the stores, because it gives a false sense of hope, a false sense of safety. When you see it sold in the grocery store, in Walmart, and in the drug stores, and different places you can buy the box relaxer, which is no-lie relaxer, which is really not healthy for the hair at all. It's harsher on the hair than the sodium hydroxide relaxers, because you really can't feel it. When it's time to take it out, it won't really burn. And the calcium hydroxide, which is in the no-lie relaxers, that calcium hydroxide, it leaves a buildup on the hair that cannot be removed with anything. So do your own research, and they sell those in the store where anybody can get it without a license. So a lot of women are doing their own relaxers, and that's the no-lie relaxer. And you guys usually call them kitty perms, but those, you can definitely cause your own damage to your own hair from over-processing by putting it on, leaving it on too long, by overlapping, pretty much meaning you're putting a relaxer on previously relaxed hair instead of putting it on the new growth, because you can't really see where you're putting it at when you're trying to do it at home yourself, and you're putting it on top of hair that's already been relaxed, pretty much meaning that you're over-processing that area, so you can cause the damage, the breakage. So you owe it to yourself to go into a hairstylist. I tell people, if you have relaxed hair, at least come in, get the relaxer, and then come in one other time if you don't have the funds that you need to come in for your hair care. Come in and get your relaxer, and then come in probably like a month later and get your deep treatments. I feel like people don't get their deep treatments like they need to, because I feel like people feel like they can do everything at home themselves, and then they don't come into a licensed hairstylist until, they start seeing that their hair is suffering. So you guys, those are the 10 main reasons. There can be other reasons as well, but these are the top 10 that I wanted to start you off with. And again, they're in no specific order. Just bear that in mind. Everything that I said are reasons that can cause you to have hair loss if you've been experiencing any type of hair loss. I'm a licensed stylist, been in the industry over 30 years, and I'm in Sewanee, Georgia, which is the northern suburbs of Atlanta. I offer Zoom consultations by Zoom, and I also offer my services, like I said, in Sewanee, Georgia, if you're looking for a new stylist, Or if you have any questions, you can reach out to me by email or text. But these are definitely the reasons of hair loss. Again, I've been in the industry over 30 years and I am licensed. So I hope this helped. I will drop all these reasons for you. If you can hit me up, I will definitely give you these reasons. I have mentioned it all on the side. Each one has been listed out. And I hope this video has helped you. I kept it really brief. And again, I hope you subscribe. I hope you share this and tell other people about this. I will continue to put more information. I will be vlogging soon around 4th of July. I'll be in the mountains and will be vlogging. Hope you'll be joining me then on some lives on Instagram. I'll put that below, my Instagram. Sugar Salon on Instagram, and I hope to talk to you soon. You take care of yourself. Take great care of your hair. Do everything that I listed, and make sure you avoid some of those reasons that cause hair loss. And thank you so very much for joining and for subscribing. You take care of yourself until I see you soon. Thank you.